Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the first episode of the second season in our FM21 save with Puskas. As you can see, we're on the screen now of the schedule. We've played all our friendlies. We've only lost one, and that was against Ferencvaros. We've either drawn or won all of the other 8 or 7, I should say. I mean, with Ferencvaros, it is 8, but we've won or drawn all these 7 games. So could say pretty happy with the results, even though there were some winnable games like Debrecen and Diosgyr, which we maybe should have won. But they are friendly, so they're just to get the fitness levels up and the team cohesion as well, because we have got a couple of new players. I'm gonna introduce them to you as we go, because there's just too many to do it all at once right now. So as soon as somebody is in the lineup or the sub bench, I'm gonna show you guys that particular player. It has been a very, very busy transfer window. The only last episode I said I wanted to have only Hungarian or only Hungarian players. So I'm selling off everybody that is not Hungarian and trying to replace them with players that are. So it has been a very busy transfer period. As you may remember, our highest transfer fee that we received for a player was 3.9k. We got that a couple of episodes ago. It's safe to say that that record has been broken a couple of times. So a lot of players have left on a free that were never going to be good enough. So no use in showing them either. David Vita out on loan. Ganbayar, has moved to Budafok for 22k. So that was the first new highest transfer fee received. We then, where are we? There we are. Knežević we sold for 59k, so another new record high. Then Westland Jr. for 84k, another new record. We then loaned out Tony Suciu, who is a new player, so you might not know him. Adam Pinter loaned to Feyervar. We then sold Favorov for 190,000 euros to MTK. This guy was Ukrainian, so I wanted to sell him, and I didn't even know we had him at the club. Obviously he was loaned out to ZTE, but I had never seen his name before. So he's gone to, where is he gone to? To MTK. So it is to a direct rival, which is kind of disappointing. The same goes for the one we loaned out to Feyervar. There's going to be another one I think we loaned out to Feyervar, but Adam Pinter, for instance, I don't know if I can see it. If I can see this, I can, but he was ranked number 7 in our team. So I thought, have him. He's going to be a star player there, get some European football as well. So he's going to get a lot of experience. And if I'm correct, he cannot play against us. So moving on, we loaned out Korbu as well to Hammarby in Sweden. We loaned out Koshis to Feyervar, that's the other player. We then sold João Nunes to Ferencvaros, the center back, the Portuguese. The fee could go up to 120k. So it wasn't a new record because we had this one on 190k. But then Joel van Neef to Feyervar for 525,000 euros. This was the only team that paid so much for him. So even though they're a direct rival, I did sell it to them. It's gonna make it harder for us, but I also want to grow the country as high up as possible. So selling players to teams in this country is actually could go very well for us if they make it further into Europe. We then, and of course a new record high. We then sold Nidecki to Girmot for 4k. We then sold Balucha to Victoria Pilsen for 925,000 euros. Don't worry, there's not going to be a fee even higher than that. That is the record that we have now. We sold him to Victoria Pilsen in Czech Republic. We sold Luciano Slagveer to PEC Zwolle back in his home country of the Netherlands. And we sold Thomas Meissner to KSC Karlsruhe in the second Bundesliga for 375,000. So the finances are looking pretty good. We have a transfer budget of 2.5 million euros. and 24,000 euros in the wage budget as well. As you could see already, I'm not going to show you the players, but we have got in a lot of players here, total worth of 4 million. Obviously, we haven't paid everything of those fees right now. Most of it is in 3 years or when they play 50 games for us, which is possibly going to take 10 seasons for some players, or might not even happen at all. I'm going to try to continue poaching youth players from other clubs. I think that's really the way to go. Also because our club vision is to develop players using the club's youth system and sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. So they're satisfied with those two, so happy with that as well. Even though they might not be happy with all the finances involved to sign some players. The expectations are the same, almost the same as last year. Qualify for the Europa League 2, so finish at least 4th and reach the semi-finals of the Hungarian Cup. Should be doable. I think we have got a very good team, even though we've lost a couple of key players because they weren't Hungarian. Other than that, the league stayed in the same place when it comes to the coefficient points as well. So we have not gained. Where it is? I think it's all the way down here somewhere. Where are we? We should be above Luxembourg. Right here we are, 32nd. And the last season wasn't that good either. This season we have got a lot of coefficient points already, which is interesting. Almost the highest of the last 6 seasons. So that's weird, but I'm not going to complain. That should put us up a couple of places for next season, hopefully at least. So we are still in 32nd, and when it comes to the club, I'm not even sure I can show you guys. We should be somewhere around here, I think. I actually haven't checked this, but it said somewhere around 400 something. Let's see where the Hungarian club. There is a Hungarian club. There's Gior. There we are, 480. So yeah. As you can see, haven't been doing that well. But you know, that's a challenge. We've got a lot of spaces to climb. Of course, we do need to make it into Europe next season. Otherwise, we won't climb at all. So I think that's everything I wanted to say about preseason and everything with it. I have renewed the staff a little bit. As you can see, this is where we're at right now. I think we're pretty good when it comes to staff. Maybe if we had 1 or 2 more coaches, we would be top of the league in everything. But I think we're okay for the quality of the club as well. Season preview puts us in 4th, which is 1 spot lower than last year. And the first game of the season is against Ferencváros and the second against Feyenoord. So we've got an absolutely huge episode right now that could already be very decisive in our league title chances at the end of the year. So let's get straight into that. As you can see, already 3 games have been played. Let's get into ours right now. Let's not go defensive. I've got faith in the quality of our players. The players that are not Hungarian but are still at the club will be used until they are sold. So that's a couple of them. So let's get into the team. So Demjan in goal, you already know him. Eric Kusnier, he was Ukrainian, but his second nationality is Hungarian. Spandler, you know him from last season. Hadjiev is Bulgarian. He is trying to be sold because he is not Hungarian, he's Bulgarian. He wasn't too happy with that, but he is worth 850,000 as well, so we might get a lot of money for him, hopefully at least. Then the first new player is Sylvester Hangia, a left-back Hungarian, 27-year-old. I said last episode or the episode before that I didn't want to sign players that are too old already. But 27 I think is a good age. And of course we lost Joel van Neef and we needed an immediate replacement for him as well. Being Hungarian, very happy with that. And we bought him from Feyenoord, so from a direct rival. They got Joel van Neef in return. But this player, I think he cost us a little less than they paid for Van Neef. They paid 525,000 for Van Neef. We got this guy on a free. His contract wasn't renewed. So we picked him up, 18 caps for the senior team as well. So I think he's a very, very good player. Oh, the only thing that is the downside is the 5 determination and the 3 leadership, but he is fairly professional and his other attributes look pretty good. Moving on to the rest of the team. Andras Ksonka, also a new player. His name doesn't sound Hungarian, at least in my opinion. The last name doesn't sound too Hungarian. But he is, I mean, what am I saying? I don't even know any Hungarian people, so in real life, I mean. But he is Hungarian, 21 years old only, 5-star potential as well. His mental attributes look pretty good already for a 21-year-old. And yeah, what else is there to say? Pulsek is gonna be sold in a couple of days as well, so we needed again an immediate replacement for him as center mid. As you can see, we paid 475,000 for him from a Ferencváros, so again from a direct rival. We paid a little bit more for him than we're gonna get for Pulsek, but he is only 21 and it was from a direct rival, so of course you're gonna overpay just a little bit, but very happy with him nonetheless. Then we have Pulsek, of course, Rego Shento, who came in last season, Laurent Fulop. He is not a new player, but he was out on loan last season. I don't know why. He is Romanian, but his second nationality is Hungarian as well, so he is okay to stay at the club. He is very good, 1 cap for the senior team of Romania as well. I don't know why we got this guy out on loan last season, because he is so good. He should be pretty much a starting player every single match if he is not injured or suspended. So that is him. Of course, Tamas Kis, you already know him, and David Vanacek, he is Czech as well, 30 years old. He is trying to be sold, but again, he wasn't too happy about it, and no clubs have come in for him yet. So when the days progress, I'm gonna lower his asking price a little bit. Just day by day, look at how many clubs are interested as well. So that's the starting 11. Looking at the subs, we have Balázs Tóth, who was here at the start of the save. Nagy as well. Radic as well. Gruber, we already had him. Szolnoki already had him. Skripek already had him last season, I think. He was here already way before this. Or did we just... Yeah, no, he was already at the club. But I think, he was loaned out. So you may not know him, but Alan Skripek, right winger, 20 years old as well. Again, 4.5-star potential. His strength is letting him down a little bit, only 4, but he is improving in that as well. So interested to see in what he can do for us this season. Moving on to the next one is Bertalan Kun, another left back, another Hungarian, only 22 years old. So I already forgot his name. If Hungia gets too old, this guy can replace him right away. It says here he's a left winger, but he's natural at left back. He is a little bit less good than Hungia is, but again, he's 5 years younger and he has time to improve while Hungia takes over the first team spot. So that's all the players you get introduced to for now. Maybe for the next game we have some more players that are gonna possibly make their debut in the team. And also, if you saw a name in that list of players that came in and you want to see a closer look at them, or you want to have a closer look at them, I should say, leave it down in the comments, and I will, for the next episode that I record, I will go to his profile page and show you his attributes and his age and everything that you would want to see. So let's get straight into the game against Ferencváros. It's going to be very, very tough. Of course, them winning the league last year by, I think it was by 5 points in the end. So, of course, they're a very good team. They're in Europe as well. Don't really know how they're getting on in there. Haven't checked, to be honest. I might check after this game off camera, and then I'll just tell you guys for the second game where all the Hungarian clubs, how they are doing in Europe for now. Of course, that all could change in a couple of weeks when they could possibly get knocked out, or maybe I'm being too negative and they'll just all make it to the group stage. That would be very, very good. This first half has been very boring, to say the least. I mean, there have been 14 shots, 15 even, but 0 highlights. So I know a lot of you will be keen to avenge what happened last time. There's more to come from you, and there's more to come from you. Everybody looking motivated except for Kids and Vanacek. I don't really have faith in Vanacek. He didn't play a lot last season. He just wasn't good enough compared to Manche, and I think he still isn't good enough. And Ferencvárosi were the big chance. João Nunes, our ex-player, luckily we get rid of it just in time. But as I said, don't really have the faith in Vanacek. I really would like to get another striker in, but it does have to be an Hungarian striker, of course. So apparently there aren't a lot of Hungarian strikers that are interested in coming to our club, which is disappointing, but you're always going to have those things when your club isn't the biggest in Hungary, in your country for that matter. Doesn't matter where you are. So Hangia is not playing well, so let's get Kun on for him. Shanto is injured a little bit, so let's put Gruber on, and let's get Pulsek off for Radic. And let's see where that takes us in the final 10 minutes. Let's fire up the players one more time. And Hadzhiev now on a yellow card as well. And 0 highlights in the entire game. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But there's the full-time whistle already. Nothing happened at all. That is so weird. I'm not going to complain though, because a 0-0 draw away from home against the best team in the league is not a bad start to the season. Even though I'm going to tell them I'm not happy with their performances. But it's actually not a bad start to the season, and it could give us a positive outlook to the rest of the season. Of course, having to play Feyenoord straight after this as well. So, I mean, it was going to be a long episode anyway with all the transfers and pre-season stuff that are going to be in the first episode, of course. So maybe it's not even a bad thing that there weren't that many highlights, but still, I hate to give you guys a boring game as a live game. So hopefully the game against Feyenoord at home will be a little bit more interesting and exciting. And I'll see you guys for that game in just a second. And there we are for the game against Feyenoord. This is going to be the team. Nothing has happened in between except for that Pulsek has indeed been sold, and we sold off a couple of youth players. Also Nagy, this Nagy, the left back, wanted to leave really badly. So I thought, well, he's going to be my third place left back, so let's just let him go. So he's got an offer from Feyenoord again for his value, so we offered him out for 120k. Let's see the day after how many offers he got. Don't know that yet. Also, I've put everybody who is registered in the first team. I noticed that last season that a lot of players that I had registered were in the under 19s or in the second team, which meant that a lot of times I could not play them because they were already very tired. So that is something that I have changed this season. So we have only registered 21 players, so we still have place for 4 more. So I'm either gonna get a couple of more players in, or at the end of the transfer window I'm gonna get a couple of players from the second team or the under 19s to get the call up to the first team. There are a couple that are good enough already, so that's something that I'm gonna look at the end of the transfer window, how I'm going to fill those spots in. So Demchen in goal, Shonoki, Spandler, Hadzhiev and Hangia. Ksonka, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I think it's Ksonka. Kushnir, Shanto, Philip, Kiss and Vanacek is going to be the 11 names that are going to start for us. I told you that I would check how the Hungarian teams are doing in Europe, so here we go. The Ferencváros are actually in the Champions League third qualifying round. They made it past Vardar and Olympiacos. They lost the away leg to Lech Poznan, but they might actually win the home leg and make it to the playoffs of the Champions League, which meant that at least get a Europa League spot in the group stage. So that's very positive. Feyenoord made it past Sligo Rovers and past Mura, and now they drew at home against Dynamo Bucharest. So they've got on away leg. They still have a chance to make it through as well to the Europa League 2. Next, of course, who else was there? Honved was there. They were above us. They got knocked out by Beru after making it past Gansasar. And then last but maybe not least, MTK are actually still in the Europa League 2. They made it past Differdange from Luxembourg and Dynamo Minsk. And now they're playing against Maribor. They lost the home leg as well, but they could still win the away leg. And that also gives a little bit of logic to the point where about how we already have so many coefficient points right here. So hopefully we'll move up a couple of places. As it stands right now, we will move up 4 already. So that's a positive thing for next season. Hopefully the teams can get even further. But let's now focus on ourselves. The game against Feyenoord at home. As you could see, they are still in Europe, so they might be a little bit tired. They might be rotating their squad a little bit for the next European game. So maybe this is the game that we have a chance in against them. So I know we are the underdogs here, but give it your all. And, let's just try our best. That's all we can do and see where that takes us in this game against Feyenoord. Of course, as I said in the last game against Ferencváros, they are a very, very good team. So it's still going to be tough, even if they do rotate their squad right now. It's still going to be a very tough game, and it looks like they could get the first chance here. But maybe, as soon as I say that, we take the ball off of them. And Tamas Kits with a bad cross. Maybe he thought Joël van Neef was still in our team, and he passed it straight to him. And now Feyenoord with a good chance, but a good save by the goalkeeper to match it as well. But yeah, we're playing against Joël van Neef. And possibly again, no, we can't play against the two loanees because they can't be played, I think. That could be good. No, they're not playing, so I think they cannot play our loaned players. Of course, Van Neef they bought from us, and we got Hangia for free from them. So that is the only 2 players going up against their old clubs right now. I think that's a very... I hate that in the Netherlands you cannot tell the club you loan a player to that they can't play that player against you, and I love that addition, because when you're dominating the league and everybody, you have so many players and you're loaning them out. I love the fact that they just can't play them against you, because in that case, then you are dominating the league. You have all the best players, and then you lose against your own players. That's just so disappointing always. So I love the fact that they can't play against us. So maybe in a couple of seasons time, when we have all the youth players and we loan them out to everybody else, they're going to be very good in Europe, but they just can't use them against us. So we would still win the league. That's kind of how I see it. Not sure if that's actually going to happen, if we're ever going to get that much money, but we'll see. In the meantime, it's still 0-0. Already more highlights than in the previous game against Ferencváros, but still a very boring game, sadly. Hopefully that will change here in the second half. Already almost 10 minutes played. Van Neef now with a cross. That would be so tough to take if Van Neef gives the assist or even scores the goal that beats us. Luckily, they missed the goal there. We have only had 2 shots. What is going on there? Who is playing that badly? Kasonka is actually injured a little bit, so let's put on Rabic. Oh, I didn't even introduce the new subs to you. Let me just quickly look if there are any new. I don't think so. Komaromi, I think you have seen already as well. If not, here he is. I think you... no, he was on loan last season, so you probably haven't seen him. This is Georgi Komaromi, a right winger as well. A lot of potential in him. Other than that guy, everybody you already know. So let's see who is playing badly. Let's actually get Komaromi on right now. Other than him, I think we could keep it like this. Maybe a left winger as well. Let's get Skripek on there and then swap those 2 around. And please don't somebody get injured or sent off right now. Or concede a goal, because I don't want that. Oh, they hit the crossbar. Straight after I make the subs, they hit the bar. We have not had a shot on target. That is so bad. But still, if we do get a 0-0 draw out of this, I would still be happy with it. And it looks like it's going to be that way. Maybe we get our first chance here, or maybe Feyenoord get their chance. There's a goal! And it's offside. No, Vanacek. Oh my god, we actually scored, but he was offside and it's disallowed. Oh, Vanacek, if he would have scored that, I would not have given him a contract for life, because he's not Hungarian, so he still has to go. But that would have been so good if we would have got the winner there. But there's the full-time whistle, 0-0 draw. So, sorry for the boring 2 games against Ferencváros. On the other hand, they are the 2 best teams in the league. So I think we can be happy with the fact that we picked up 2 points from these 2 games. As you can see, Xonka injured for only 2 days. Luckily, Vanacek, Fausto and Goldraut, well, you're probably not going to be here for the next game though, buddy. So that is gonna be it for this episode. Let's see, for next episode, where are we gonna meet? What are two fun teams to play? Maybe teams that we haven't played against either. So we haven't played against Debrecen, but that is too close. Let's do Mizokveshdi and Gior, because we haven't played against Gior. They got promoted this last season. So let's do those two games. Then we have 6 games in between, and an Hungarian Cup first round in there as well. So that should be good, and hoping to meet you guys for the next episode tomorrow. For now, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.